Jassim al-Assadi knows the central marsh of southern Iraq better than most. He was born in these vast wetlands at the confluence of the Tigris and Euphrates River, in a boat much like this one.
When I opened my eyes in that time, I opened my eyes in a blue sky, on the water, on the plant, I heard the bird. In that time, I think there is no land like this now in Chibaish. The town, it is like the Finis. It is island. It is more than 1,200 island. And between the island and each island, there is water, canals, nature canals.
These wetlands sustained up to 500,000 people at their height, marsh Arabs who relied on buffalo breeding, fishing, hunting, and a few crops. Jassim was born in a hut entirely constructed of mud and reeds. To this day, the grandest accommodations in marsh Arab society are towering, arched reed structures called mudifs, each one made of about 150,000 reeds and nothing else. When Jassim was a child, the marshes were an intimate part of everyday life, even in the schoolroom.
In the flooded time, we put reeds and the plant in the glasses and put the desk on it. Wow. And the water entered to the glasses. The bird entered to the glasses. There's fish, snakes sometimes with us, not only pupil and teacher. In that time, the quality of the water is very nice, very good quality of water. In historical, come from Tigris, from Amara, and go to the marshes and then to the Euphrates. And day after day, the water clean the marshes because there is inlet and there is outlet.
In this environment, the marsh Arabs led lives that blended modernity and tradition.
30 years ago, this site was called Hela Village. There was an electricity generator and a school and a health center and many shops here.
Saddam Hussein, however, perceived a threat in the marsh Arabs and accused them of sheltering Shiite rebels. In 1993, Saddam diverted the water of the Tigris away from the marshes into a massive canal called the Glory River. The central marsh was completely dehydrated. Saddam built this road into the marshes so that his soldiers could find and forcibly expel any marsh Arabs who remained. After the dictator's fall, however, locals began to return. They broke down the main embankment that Saddam had built with the help of a bulldozer hired by Nature Iraq, and water returned to the central marsh. This family is from the Hawize Marsh near the Iranian border. They moved to the Glory River after Saddam inundated it, then to this area in the central marsh 2 years ago. But after they moved here, they noticed that something was wrong with the water in the central marsh. Jassim has seen the marsh water change drastically since the time of his childhood.
And in that time, the salinity of the water in the marsh is not more than 200 parts per million. Now it is up of 4,000 parts per million in some time.
At those levels of salinity, the buffalo can't prosper and the reeds don't grow as high. Said Ali Said Hashim left these marshes after Saddam drained them, but returned in 2004.
We need good water from the Tigris, but no water is coming from the Tigris. All the water comes from the Euphrates, which has become very saline and low quality. I don't care if the water floods into all our houses. We just need water.
Now that Saddam and his embankments are no more, marsh Arabs see upstream dams as the main threat to their water supply. In the last 40 years, Turkey's hydroelectric dams have reportedly reduced water flow into Iraq by approximately 80%.
I think all the effects on the Euphrates and Tigris River are from the Turkish dams. Many times we haven't been able to be sure of our water supply because of the new dams. If the Turkish dams had never been built on the Euphrates, this area might still be marsh.
Local know very well that economy depends on the marsh, and they need the marsh. Not need the marsh for the environment, for tourism. No, they need a marsh for the economic.
All the marsh Arabs we speak to say the marshes won't recover until the river water improves. If it doesn't, they will be forced to make a final migration to the city, ending a remarkable civilization in the land where civilization began.